Hey guys, so something a little different. I said a while ago that I wanted to read this, so I think I'm finally gonna get around to doing it. Judging by the picture, you can probably guess what I'm about to read, and if you don't know, oh boy, you're in for a treat. So just a little disclaimer from the person who revised this. Editor's note. Hi. I am not the original author of the story. I have merely taken it upon myself to edit the grammar and spelling, because anyone who's read the original, it was fucking horrendous. I own everything in this story edit wise, except chapter 33, which was done by my brother. Any links that go along with the story are on my profile. Feel free to flame the story. I don't really care. I worked on this story over the course of a few months, so the editing style might change a bit. Editor's note: if I need to put in a note in the story, it will look like this, and obviously, brackets and all that around it. If there is any problem with the story, please PM me before taking it down, reporting it, and I will fix it. I do not own Harry Potter or this story, just the edits. I do not hold any of the same opinions as the original author, Tara. And then it goes on, trigger warnings for entire story. Story may contain suicidal thoughts and tendencies, strong language, self-harm, gay slurs, objectifying the LGBTQ+ community, underage drinking and sex, graphic sex scenes, torture, rape, murder, or attempted suicide. If I missed anything, please tell me. AN special thanks. Get it? Because I'm gothic. This is the start of the story, by the way. God, here we go. So, AN, special thanks, get it? Because I'm gothic, to my girlfriend, ew, not in that way, Raven, Bloody Tear 666, for helping me with the story and spelling. You rock. Justin, you're the love of my love of my depressing life. You rock too. My Chemical Romance rocks. Okay, so now we get to the actual story, and I'm going to be doing about 10 chapters. Each chapter, it's really not that long. I wanted to set a 20-minute limit, but since, like I said, the chapters aren't very long, there's 44 chapters or so. So I'm thinking maybe 10 chapters of video, because again, they're not that long. So we should be able to get 10 chapters done in a moderately fair amount of time. Again, like most of the videos, you really don't have to sit here and watch. Just turn me up and listen to the wonderful story that is Harry Potter, My Immortal. So, here we begin. Hi. My name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way, and I have long ebony black hair. That's how I got my name. With purple streaks and red tips that reach my mid-back, and icy blue eyes with limpid tears. And a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee. AN, if you don't know who she is, get the hell out of here. AN author's note, by the way. I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was because he's a major fucking hottie. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white, and I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch, and I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England, where I'm a 7th year. I'm 17. I'm goth, in case you couldn't tell, and I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around it, and a black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, and red eyeshadow. As you can tell, this is going to be a reoccurring thing in the story. She has a habit of describing what she's wearing, what she's looking like at that exact moment, so prepare for that. I was walking outside Hogwarts. Yeah, I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, so there was no sun, you don't say, which I was very happy about. A lot of prep stared at me. I put my middle finger up at them. Hey, Ebony, shouted a voice. I looked up. It was Draco Malfoy. What's up, Draco? I asked. Nothing, he said shyly. But then I heard my friends call me. I had to go away. Boy, we're off to a riveting start, aren't we, people? Author's note. Is it good? Please tell me, Fangs. Get it? Because they're gothic? Author's note. Thanks to Bloody Tears 666 for helping me with this chapter. BTW, prep, stop flaming my story, okay? Now, back to the story. The next day, I woke up in my bedroom. It was snowing and raining again. I opened the door of my coffin and drank some blood from a bottle I had. My coffin was black ebony, and inside, it was a hot pink velvet with black lace on the ends. I got out of my coffin and took off my giant MCR t-shirt, which I used for pajamas. Instead, guess what? She's going to describe it. I put on black leather dress, a pentagram necklace, combat boots, and black fishnets on. I put 4 pairs of earrings in my pierced ears and put my hair in a kind of messy bun. My friend Willow and Raven, this is you, woke up then and grinned at me. She flipped her long waist-length raven black hair with pink streaks, opened her forest green eyes. She put on her Marilyn Manson t-shirt with a black mini fishnets and pointy high-heeled boots. We put on our makeup. Black lipstick, white foundation, and black eyeliner. You don't say. OMFG, I saw you talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday, she said excitedly. Yeah, so, I said, blushing. Do you like Draco? She asked when she went out of the Slytherin common room and into the Great Hall. No, I so fucking don't, I shouted. Yeah, right, she exclaimed. Just then, Draco walked up to me. Hi, he said. Hi, I replied flirtatiously. Guess what? He said. What? I asked. God, the dialogue is just amazing. They should make this into a movie. Well, Good Charlotte are having a concert in Hogsmeade, he told me. Oh my fucking God, I screamed. I love GC. They are my favorite band, besides MCR. Well, do you want to go with me? He asked. I gasped. Bum bum bum. And stop flaming the story, preps, okay? Otherwise, thanks you to the Gothic people for the good reviews. Thanks again, Raven. You know, thanks, you know, because they're goth. Get it? Oh yeah, BTW, I don't own this or the lyrics for Good Charlotte. I certainly hope not. On the night of the concert, I put on my black lace-up boots with high heels. Underneath them were ripped red fishnets. As I said, you'll see this is a progressive thing that happens. Then I put on a black leather mini dress with all this corset stuff on the back and front. I put on matching fishnet on my arms. I straightened my hair and made it look all spiky. I felt a little depressed then, so I slit one of my wrists. I read a depressing book while I waited for it to stop bleeding, and I listened to some Good Charlotte. I painted my nails black and put on tons of black eyeliner. Then I put on some black lipstick. I didn't put on any foundation because I was pale anyway. I drank some human blood, so I was ready to go to the concert. I went outside. Draco was there waiting for me in his flying car. He was wearing a Simple Plan t-shirt. Oh, a Simple Plain t-shirt. They would play. No, I mean Simple Plan. It says Simple Plain. A Simple Plan t-shirt because they would play at the show too. Baggy black skater pants, black nail polish, and a little eyeliner. And a lot of cool boys wear it. Okay. Hi Draco, I said in a depressed voice. Editor's note. I know there's not an exclamation point and depressed voice, but whatever. Hi, Ebony, he said back. We walked into walked to his flying black Mercedes-Benz, the license plate said 666, and flew to the place with the concert. Flew to the place. Not any specific area, no, just flew to the place. On the way, we listened excitingly to Good Charlotte and Marilyn Manson. We both smoked cigarettes and drugs. Just unspecified drugs. When we got there, we both hopped out of the car. We went to the mosh pit at the front of the stage and jumped up and down as we listened to Good Charlotte. You come in cold, you're covered in blood. They're all so happy you arrived. The doctor cuts your cords, hands, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Sang Joel. I don't own the lyrics to that song. Okay, great. Joel is so fucking hot, I said to Draco, pointing to him as he sung, filling the club with his amazing voice. Suddenly, Draco looked sad. What's wrong? I asked as we moshed to the music. Then I caught on. Hey, it's okay. I don't like him better than you, I said. Really? Asked Draco sensitively as he put his arm around me, all protective. Really, I said. Besides, I don't even know Joel, and he's going out with that Hillary fucking Duff. I fucking hate that little bitch, I said disgustingly, thinking of her ugly blonde face. That night went on really well, and I had a great time. So did Draco. At the concert, we drank some beer and asked Benji and Joel for their autographs and photos with them. We got GC concert tees. Draco and I pulled back into the Mercedes-Benz, but Draco didn't go back into Hogwarts. Instead, he drove his car into the Forbidden Forest. Bum, bum, bum. Draco, I shouted. What the fuck are you doing? Draco didn't answer, but he stopped the flying car, and he walked out of it. I walked out of it too, curiously. What the fucking hell? I asked angrily. Ebony, he asked. What? I snapped. Draco leaned in extra close, and I looked into his gothic red eyes. He was wearing color contacts, which revealed so much depressing sorrow and evilness that I suddenly didn't feel mad anymore. And then, suddenly, just as Draco kissed me passionately, Draco climbed on top of me, and we started to make out keenly against a tree. He took my top off, and I took off his clothes. I even took off my bra. Oh god, things are really spicing up here, aren't they? Then he put his thingy into my you-know-what, and we did it for the first time. Oh god, we've got some of those hardcore sex scenes. God, I don't... sensitive viewers, I'm sorry that you had to hear that. That was just too fucking graphic. Oh, 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 I screamed. I was beginning to get an orgasm. We started to kiss everywhere, and my pale body became all warm. And then... What the hell are you doing, you motherfuckers? It was Dumbledore. Dumbledore made and Draco and made... You're going to hear me do this a lot because the grammatical errors are still somewhat there. Dumbledore made and Draco and I follow him. He kept shouting at us angrily. Dumbledore asked calmly. You ludicrous fools, he shouted. I started to cry tears of blood down my pallid face. Draco comforted me. When we went back to the castle, Dumbledore took us to Professor Snape and Professor McGonagall, who were both looking very angry. They were having sexual intercourse in the Forbidden Forest, he yelled in a furious voice. Why would you do such a thing, you mediocre dunces? Asked Professor McGonagall. How dare you? Demanded Professor Snape. Is he asking? Like, how dare you? He should be exclaiming that, not asking the question. And then Draco shrieked, because I love her! Oh God. Oh. How are they going to react to this little tidbit of information? Everyone was quiet. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall still looked mad, but Professor Snape said, "Fine, very well. You may go up to your rooms." Draco and I went upstairs while the teachers glared at us. "Are you okay, Ebony?" Draco asked me gently. "Yeah, I guess," I lied. I went to the girls' dorm and brushed my teeth and my hair and changed into a low-cut black floor-length dress with lace all around it and black high heels, because when you're going to bed, you gotta make sure you put your high heels on. When I came out, Draco was standing in front of the bathroom, and he just started to sing, "I Just Want to Live" by Good Charlotte. I was so flattered. Even though he wasn't supposed to be there, we hugged and kissed. And after that, we said goodnight, and he reluctantly went back to his room. Ooh, man. They're getting some close action here. I hope no one comes in and gets all jealous. The next day, I woke up in my coffin. I put on a black miniskirt that was all ripped around the end. It was matching top with the red skulls all over it, and high-heeled boots that were black. I put on a pair of skull earrings and 2 crosses in my ears. I spray painted my hair with purple. In the Great Hall, I ate some Count Chocula cereal with blood instead of milk and a glass of red. Why would you eat your Count Chocula with blood instead of milk, and then you have a glass of red blood? Okay. Suddenly, someone bumped into me. All the blood spilled over my top. "Bastard!" I shouted angrily. I regretted saying it when I looked up, because I was looking into the pale white face of a gothic boy with spiky black hair with red streaks in it. Oh God, who is it? He was wearing so much eyeliner that I was going down his face, and he was wearing black lipstick. He didn't have glasses anymore, and now he was wearing red contact lenses, just like Draco's, and there was no scar on his forehead anymore. He had a manly stubble on his chin. He had a sexy English accent. He looked exactly like Joel Madden. I doubt that. But was so sexy that my body went all hot when I saw him. Like a kind of like an erection. Only I'm a girl, and I didn't get one, you sicko. "I'm so sorry," he said in a shy voice. "That's all right. What's your name?" I questioned. "My name's Harry Potter. Although most people call me Vampire these days," he grumbled. "Why?" I exclaimed. "Because I love the taste of human blood," he giggled. I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire," I confessed. "Really?" he whimpered. "Yeah," I roared. We sat down to talk for a while. Uh-oh, then Draco came up behind me and told me he had a surprise for me, so I went away with him. Oh, fuck. The love triangle begins. What will happen? I'm just so tense. I can't imagine. Draco and I held our pale white hands with black nail polish as we went upstairs. I was wearing red Satanist sings on my nails in red nail polish. My God. I waved to Vampire. Dark misery was in his depressed eyes. I guess he was jealous of me that I was going out with Draco, because, you know, I'd be jealous too. Anyway, I went upstairs excitedly with Draco. We went into his room and locked the door. Then, ... we started Frenching passionately, and we took off each other's clothes enthusiastically. He felt me up before I took my top off. Then I took off my black leather bra, and he took off his pants. We went onto the bed and started making out naked, and then he put his boy thingy into mine. What? So does Ebony have a dick now? He put his boy thingy in mine. I don't think sex works that way. Put his boy thingy in mind, and we had sex. Oh, Draco, Draco. I screamed while getting an orgasm when all of a sudden I saw a tattoo I've never seen before on Draco's arm. It was a black heart with an arrow through it. On it, in bloody Gothic writing, was the word vampire. I was so angry. You bastard! I shouted angrily, jumping out of the bed. No, but you don't understand, Draco pleaded. But I knew too much. No, you fucking idiot, I shouted. You probably have AIDS anyway. I put my clothes on all huffily and then stomped out. Draco ran out, even though he was naked. He has a really big you-know-what, but I was too mad to care. I stomped out and did so until I was in Vampire's classroom, where he was having a lesson with Professor Snape and some other people. Vampire Potter, you motherfucker! I yelled. Things are heating up again. Everyone in the classroom stared at me, and then Draco came into the room, even though he was still naked, and started begging me to take him back. Ebony, it's not what you think, Draco screamed sadly. My friend, Bloody Mary Smith, smiled at me understandingly. She flipped her long, waist-length Gothic black hair and opened her crimson eyes like blood, that she was wearing contact lenses on. We don't need to know the description of every single person and their waist-length hair and their contacts. We don't care. She had pale white skin that she was wearing with white makeup on. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Her real parents are vampires, and one of them is a witch. But Voldemort killed her mother, and her father committed suicide because he was depressed about it. She still has nightmares about it, and she was very haunted and depressed. It also turns out that her real last name is Smith, not Granger. Since she had converted to Satanism, she is in Slytherin now, not Gryffindor. Wow. What is it you desire, you ridiculous dimwit? Snape demanded angrily in his cold voice, but I ignored him. Vampire, I can't believe you cheated on me with Draco, I shouted at him. Everyone gasped. I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. I had gone out with a vampire. I'm bi, so is Ebony, for a while, but then he broke my heart. He dumped me because he liked Brittany, a stupid preppy fucker. We were just good friends. He had gone through horrible problems, and now he was Gothic. Haha, like I would hang out with a prep. But I'm not going out with Draco anymore, said Vampire. Yeah, fucking right. Fuck off, you bastard, I screamed. I ran out of the room and into the Forbidden Forest, where I lost my virginity to Draco, and then I started to burst into tears. I was so mad and sad. I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against a tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a sudden, a horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie, and he was wearing all black, but it was obvious he wasn't Gothic. It was Voldemort. No, I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted, Imperius! And I couldn't run away. Crookshanks! I shouted at him. Voldemort fell off his broom and started to scream. I felt bad for him even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. Ebony, he yelled, thou must kill Vampire Potter. I thought about Vampire and his sexy eyes and his Gothic black hair and how his face looked like Joel Madden. I remember that Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? No, Voldemort, I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. No, please. Oh, no, it's her saying it. No, please, I begged. Thou must, he yelled. If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a dude, you're so retarded look on his face. I have telekinesis, he answered cruelly. And if you do not kill vampire, then thou know what will happen to Draco, he shouted, then flew away angrily on his broomstick, because we all know Voldemort loved flying on a broomstick. I was so scared and mad, I didn't know what to do. Suddenly Draco came into the woods. Draco, I said. Hi. Hi, he said back, but his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram. Get it? Between Jolmat and Gerard Way. Are you okay? I asked. No, he answered. I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me, I expelled. That's okay, he said all depressed, and we went back into Hogwarts together, making out. So, were they making out along the way, like as they were walking? Or they got back into the school and then started? The world may never know. Chapter 10. Sorry I haven't been saying the chapters, by the way. I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I was even upset when went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band, Bloody Gothic Rose 666. I'm the lead singer of it and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between Good Charlotte, Slipknot, and MCR. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire Draco, Ron, although we call him Diablo now. He has black hair now with blue streaks in it, and Hagrid. Fancy some tea. Only today Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming. I'm sure they weren't. And we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too. And the only way you can kill a vampire is with a cross. Or a stake. She spells it S-T-E-A-K. I mean, yeah, they don't like meat, so I guess that makes sense. And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm not, really. We were singing a cover of Helena. At the end of the song, I suddenly burst into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked with a concerned voice. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily, and then I said, well, Voldemort came and fucking bastard told me to kill Harry. But I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, even if you did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you, you fucking poser muggle bitch? I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. We practiced for 1 more hour. Then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. What? Ebony, Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. And that's the end of chapter 10. So, all in all, I think this story so far is going to be a great read for everyone. It doesn't make any sense. The characters don't make any sense. The plot doesn't make any sense. But man, those spicy sex scenes, though. Am I right? Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the story below. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.